Euh... Monsieur. 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 Je l'ai dit, monsieur. Je vais voir si le son. Ok. Hop. Enter Madness. On peut pas mettre le jeu en français, donc bah, on va faire avec. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in carelessness can remain sane to the ideous end. Ah, c'est chiant le motion blur là. C'est quoi, c'est des requins? Ah oui. Bon, là, ça va être fermé aussi. Ok, je peux augmenter la... Oh, il y a deux. Et... Je dois faire quoi? Je vais dans le bateau? Je suis trop con, j'avais pas vu. D'accord, monsieur. Ah, je peux pas mourir ici.
What a putrid offering.
Eh bien... C'est sympa ici.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Quoi, mais combattre qui?
Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
D'accord, monsieur.
I hate whiskey. I have business here to attend to. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
J'aime trop sa voix.
I used to be an avid reader. Been too long since I've slept in a bed. The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Ah, c'est... On est un enquêteur.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
C'est mieux quand c'est éteint.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Oula. Ok, mission. Ok. Non, moi je bois pas d'alcool.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Ok. Et c'est tout, y'a que ça? Ah non.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed. I wonder why I still take these things.
Bah c'est bon, on a tout fouillé.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Ah, j'ai 8 CP. Oula. Bah voilà, comme ça j'ai à peu près tout à 2. Je pense que c'est pas mal.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl. She is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
C'est grave la femme qui essaie de se cacher de Rusty. Par contre, les personnages, ils ont les épaules grave étroites.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
En gros, c'est une famille avec Sarah et Charles qui vivaient dans une maison. Ils s'étaient mariés, ils avaient un enfant qui s'appelait Simon, et apparemment Sarah elle a mis le feu parce qu'elle était un peu folle à la maison et tout le monde est mort. Et c'est tout, genre je peux plus rien refouiller. Je peux te parler.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
The sender's label mentions...
Ah mais non, mais
That's
ça,
right.
And you think you're...
That is what you go to Dark.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Ah, attends. Ok.
All I natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
J'ai coupé la parole, merde. Et ça, du coup, je peux toujours pas le lire. Ah merde, j'avais pas vu qu'il y avait un truc.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Du coup, c'est quand même important de fouiller. Parce que j'ai eu un livre de médecine, du coup. Bah, je pense qu'il n'y a rien d'autre ici. Attends, déjà, je vais voir combien ça m'a donné de points. Aucun. Je crois que ça me fait juste un peu avancer. Donc en gros, on va se rendre sur une île qui s'appelle Darkwater pour enquêter sur la mort de la famille Hawkins, puisque le mec qui est venu nous voir avec le tableau, c'est leur père. Enfin, c'est le père de Sarah.
We're almost there.
Call of Cthulhu.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
C'est stylé, c'est lugubre, mais c'est stylé.
Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
Ah mais il y a un requin éclaté.
Do that?
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shice.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You
That's
can't
no way to
understand. You're
treat
not
an old man.
sailors. Oh yeah. It's a sign. He's gonna get us into trouble. Something real bad.
D'accord, monsieur. Et je peux pas aller fouiller vers là-bas au niveau du bateau. Je nous trouve méga stylé, je trouve qu'on est super beau. Mais on a les personnages dans ce jeu, ils ont vraiment un problème avec leurs épaules. Elles sont arrondies et grave proches de leur torse. Je sais pas comment dire.
Hey, be careful.
Giga Chad.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
The stranded
Poser la
whale.
question.
I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
J'ai pas vu, mais il a des avant-bras de fou.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Allez, on
I
va
didn't
faire une petite blague.
expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
C'est la meuf qu'on a vue il y a 30 secondes. Non, je veux pas boire. Par contre, ça, j'ai posé la question, Final But Darkwater. Oui.
That'll be all for now.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater.
On est en quelle année? On est en 1800 quelque chose?
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
Ouais, on est.
true.
Il y a 1800.
Everything happened just
Oh!
as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
The end of whaling.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Bah,
I
vous
bid
avez
you
plus rien à me dire.
farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Putain, mais je peux parler à... Ah, lui, il a l'air important.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80
Il a...
years.
Je lis et je ferai le résumé juste après. Donc ça, en gros, ça disait que il y avait le Scylla qui a ramené une baleine énorme et ça a sauvé l'île de la famine et l'île tout court. Du coup, qu'est-ce qui se passe ici? On est Edward Pierce, c'est un
Charles
enquêteur.
Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
On est un enquêteur privé, enfin, ouais, un private investigator. On a été appelé par un gars. Ouais, ça se fermait. On a été appelé par un gars qui est le père de Sarah Hawkins, qui est une meuf qui était mariée à Charles Hawkins et qui avait un fils qui s'appelait Simon. Et en fait, elle était un peu folle apparemment et elle a foutu sa maison en feu et elle a tué toute sa famille. Et sauf que du coup, le mec là, qui est du coup son père, il est venu nous voir, il nous a dit non, je crois que c'est pas ça. Vous pouvez aller enquêter. Et du coup, bah, on est allé enquêter. Et là, l'île, elle est grave bizarre. Voilà.
What you looking at, stranger?
Bah, ferme ta gueule.
I'm just passing by. Sorry.
Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Ouais, fais attention à toi. Hein. Donc toi.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, not that again.
Talk to Fitzroy. Je vais d'abord aller parler au mec du bateau. Je vais fouiller vite fait. C'est grave stylé comme endroit. Genre quand tu rentres là-dedans, tu sais que ça sent genre les fruits de mer, genre les moules.
This place seems half abandoned. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Ah, oh. Sympa ici.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla.
Ah, c'est le bateau.
It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Ok. Et du coup, le Scylla, c'est ça là-bas? C'est le bateau écrasé?
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Cat. Ok. Ok. Oh putain, il m'a fait peur, j'avais pas vu qu'il était là. Oh, the learning of medicine. D'ailleurs, du coup, ça m'a fait progresser. C'est ça? Non, de ce côté. Non, je comprends pas.
This man and Fitzroy.
Ah, mais il a une jambe de bois.
What a macabre souvenir.
D'accord, ok. Bah du coup j'ai rien d'autre. Ok. On va aller lui parler.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
D'accord.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Ah non, on n'est pas dans les années 1800 en fait. Ok, on est dans les débuts des années 1900. J'arrive. Je suis là, monsieur.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
Bah, la famille Hawkins.
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
C'est cool parce qu'en fait, en fonction des objets qu'on trouve et des dialogues avec d'autres personnages, on peut débloquer des trucs ici.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
Wow, j'ai débloqué beaucoup de choses. Miraculous Catch, on l'a déjà... En vrai, ça m'intéresse.
Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Je l'ai lu.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Ok.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Oui, je l'ai vu. Ok.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got
Ça
something.
va, tu t'ennuies pas trop? Là on a fouillé, là on a fouillé. Là-bas ils partent. s'ils partent, je vais aller voir là-bas. Non, pas du tout, ok. En vrai, je pense que ça va t'intéresser comme jeu. Mais c'est un peu long du coup parce qu'il y a beaucoup de dialogue.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
Ah oui, d'accord.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me.
Bobo, pas de fou, hein.
Knows around too much? You'll have dealings with her.
C'est pas moche, mais c'est pas des graphismes super beaux.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Ok. J'aime bien parce que c'est important du coup de fouiller. Puisque ça nous débloque des dialogues. Ah c'est ça le warehouse. Je vais attendre alors. Je vais aller parler à Fitzroy.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
What could have done so much damage?
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Oh, il me gêne.
They can't understand.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now please, leave us to our work.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
Super.
It's a sign.
Ah, lui on peut lui parler. Oui. Y'a rien autour. Non.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
What's the difference between a police officer and a private detective?
The badge?
Exactly. Apart from that piece of metal, there's nothing that sets us apart.
You think so?
We're looking for the same thing, you and I.
Okay. Spare me the next verse. I'll tell you what I know. There are sailors who think that there's a beast prowling around the docks. Then again, these guys panic at the thought of bringing a rabbit onto a boat, so...
I see.
And there are others who would like to use the warehouses for their goods.
Who are they?
Sorry, I really can't talk about them.
C'est cool qu'avec mes points, tu puisses débloquer des dialogues auxquels j'ai pas accès normalement. Mais je peux pas lui parler, il m'a mis sa canne à pêche dans la gueule. J'adore le jeu.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
Ok. En résumé, bon, on n'a pas appris grand chose à part que... Ah, attends.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
Quoi?
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes faced him.
peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Ils vivent vraiment sous ce truc de
Isn't that a
merde.
bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
Ils gardent là où
They're
je dois aller.
protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
Mhm.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
D'accord. Du coup, je vais aller les voir à eux. D'abord, je vais aller voir ici.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little
Eh ben,
knife
bon
under my
courage.
throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much
À
chance
tout à l'heure.
anyway.
Ok. Je peux aller leur parler du coup.
No idea. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your
D'accord.
racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
Mhm.
I went to see the statue of St. Brendan.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
Non, mais ça, je sais à qui ça
So,
appartient,
who are
mais.
you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope you had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
Ah putain, c'est le flic.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two,
Ok.
I'll
Ah,
have
je
to
peux
look for
monter
another
ici.
way.
Ah, mais je suis con, c'est ok. Bah, ça sert à rien en fait que je monte là. Donc maintenant que j'ai bien investigué. Ah, attends, ils sont là-bas eux maintenant. Je peux aller les voir.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Ok. C'est pour monter.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
Ok.
This ratchet device seems to be usable. A handle. It must come from these old winches.
Mais par contre... Non, c'est pas là, c'est dans les...
I could use this old winch to lift a grating.
Bah ok, mais... L'engrenage, parce que je peux pas tourner la roue. Mais le problème c'est que l'engrenage je le trouve pas. Ah c'est bon, j'ai trouvé.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch. Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
Ok. C'est bizarre la fumée verte. Hein. Ah, ça me rend malade. Un petit peu.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. Smells harmless, but should I beware of psychotropic effects?
T'es sûr que tu vas aller là-dedans? Monsieur, monsieur, monsieur. Je l'ai dit, monsieur. Ok, quoi? Des algues. Ouais, le produit, ça fait des hallucinations, je crois.
This is primitive.
Genre, c'est tout ce que t'as à dire sur, sur ça.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Oh! Enter Reconstruction. Ok.
What happened here? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this. It smells as bad as it looks. Can't sleep. I know how that feels. What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Je vais pas le menacer.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you...
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Pas de soucis.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Maybe.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, He lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Je peux le poser ça maintenant? Ah non.
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Toujours pas poser ça.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Ouais, ça je peux pas le poser.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Sauf que moi, je vais m'arrêter ici pour la première partie. Je continuerai bientôt. C'est un bon jeu pour le moment, j'aime bien. C'est